Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday night training call. A little bit not the same structure as other weeks because I had a little bit of a reason to duck to Bundaberg and back today for my grandmother, so a little bit less prepared than normal. So I'm going to do this all verbally. A big, huge welcome and shout out to all of our new teammates who have joined in the last week. And again, a reminder that our businesses are built from event to event. So we've got some awesome science opportunities coming up to meet our new Chief Officer of oh my God, research and development, just had a mind blank. So we definitely want to be promoting to those events and making sure that we ourselves get there. So other than that, just wanting to welcome my gorgeous co-host tonight, Miss Esther Armata. Esther is joining us from Canada, where it is a nice, 6 o'clock, I think, in the morning there for her. So she's gotten up bright and early to be here with us tonight. Esther's bringing some amazing training to the table. She's going to talk to us about the importance of our words. So many times, our words and our language and the way that we communicate is something that we consider second nature and we don't pay a lot of attention to. And yet, there are small tweaks that we can make, especially when we're talking to our prospective customers, that can make a really big difference. So I'm so excited for you guys to hear from Esther. Esther, thank you for joining us and welcome to the call.
Hey girl, how are you?
I'm tired. Good.
Yeah.
Activated.
I got my Axio here in hand. So, okay, well, thank you for welcoming me, and good morning, guys. Good morning, everyone. So I just wanted to talk about certain tweaks that you can make in your verbiage when talking to prospects, whether they be potential distributors and or customers. And before I go any further, so I have my notes here that I'm going to be referring to, but I want to give credit where credit's due. So I learned this from Pro 7 Lori Shred. And when I heard this information, I was like, oh my gosh, it just made so much sense. And I applied it. And I felt a lot better, because we've all had those times where if you're talking to someone, for some reason or another, it just feels weird. And it's not about the other person, but it more has to do with yourself, right? And that's exactly what happened. I was talking to a good friend of mine. I had known her for years, and I knew that these products could help her dad. And she was asking me about, some information, and it was strange. It was weird. So after that incident, I just started to really think about certain things that I could say. And it's all about preparation as well. If you know what you're going to say, and if you know what to say and your posture, you feel a lot better. And that's what it's really about in terms of what you're projecting to others, right? So for LifeVantage, LifeVantage is the first network marketing opportunity that I had joined, but I didn't have to have a lot of experience in network marketing to know that we are different, right? And we are different. Our products are different. The company is different. The people are different. And so we have to sound different, right? And so the thing is that with network marketing, there is that stigma that comes with it. And if you remember, back when the company first started, we didn't even want to be associated with network marketing because of that stigma, right? But then again, we discovered the model, we tested it, and it worked. And we knew that there was a story that needed to be told, right? So, when you're talking to people, you have to be prepared for that. And we're also educators and educate people along the way. So one of the words that you can make a small little tweak to, now these are all small little tweaks that are small in itself, but collectively they can add to something big, right? So the word video, can you watch a video? Or I have a video that I want to show you. Instead of saying video, you can say, hey, I have an ABC Primetime Investigative Report, because nobody has that. And when I hear ABC Primetime Investigative Report, we know that's third-party validation. Generally, when companies make videos, they're very polished, so you know that they're going to look good, but this is third-party validation that someone else has done on our product, right? And I remember I was at an elite academy, and Carrie Dickey was saying how she has seen grown men that are multi-million-dollar earners in the network marketing industry that would give their right arm to have something like the ABC Primetime Report, right? So we have something amazing, and that's something that nobody else has, right? So another word that we can tweak is the word joined, right? So would you like to join our company? And it's just kind of like, it sounds like everyone else again, right? The way that you can sort of tweak that word is by saying partnered, right? So, hey guys, you know, I'm really excited. I partnered up with this company a year and a half ago, and I'm excited because Aaron Brockovich just recently partnered up with our board of directors. Doesn't that sound way more professional versus, oh, do you want to join our company? Right? So it's just about having these little tweaks in your verbiage that add up to a lot, right? And also things like signed up, the word signed up. You know, let's get you signed up. So generally, when you think of someone saying that to you, you kind of think about the person that is saying it is getting some sort of monetary, something monetary out of it, right? But what you can say is maybe, hey, when do you want to get set up? So you know that there's a partnership and this is an opportunity and that you guys are both getting something out of it. Hopefully this is making sense to you guys, because when I applied these little tweaks, I just felt better when I was saying it, and I felt more professional, and I didn't feel like I was, what's the word? That I was kind of like, that it was all about me. It was more about, listen, this is an amazing opportunity. Let's get you set up and let's do this, right? Let's do this together. And also too, when, you know, I will be the first one to say this, that I am terrible with follow-up, and that is definitely my weak point, and I have to be more consistent. And we all know that it's all about follow-up, because people are rarely at high noon, whether they want to purchase the product or join the opportunity, but somewhere down the line, they will be in the market, right? So, but it's all about follow-up. And we don't necessarily want to be pushy. But one way to kind of get around that is to just call yourself out right away. So when you're following up with people, you can say, hey, listen, I'm just going to push you on this, right? So I'm going to push you on this. I think it's really important that you get this information. When are you available? Is it Tuesday or Wednesday? And set that date, because instead of saying like, when are you available next week? It kind of, their head's into next week. If you say Tuesday or Wednesday, their head is thinking about Tuesday or Wednesday, and you're being specific and you're getting a date and a time, right? And that's another thing too, because I think I had mentioned a while back, I had an issue with one of my neighbors because I knew that financially, they were in a tough spot, but I knew health-wise that they really needed this product. And this actually, when Lori had mentioned this came at the perfect time, because I thought about it when she said this, and I was like, yeah, no, this makes so much sense, because I didn't follow up with them. And so what I said to them was, listen, I'm going to push you on this. What I don't want is for 6 months or a year to go by and for someone else to tell you about this, and for you to come back to me and say, listen, why didn't you tell me about this? Because I can bet with most of you here, probably somebody that you cared about had told you about LV, whether it be about the products or the company or the opportunity. And you're probably thankful that they followed up with you and that they told you, right? So again, it's all about what we're projecting and how we're feeling, and giving us tools to combat that or to support that, right? And so another thing about a go-to invite, and I love this one. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Is, you know, nothing happens if you don't invite, right? Nothing happens, right? So we need to get eyeballs on the video, on a presentation, on an opportunity meeting, people attending the opportunity meeting, whatever it is. Nothing happens until you have an invite. And the one thing that I love is this. And a lot of times people are like, well, what have you said? And I've used this, and it just flows so well. But so this is how you go. So when you're talking to somebody, it's all about posture. You want to be excited. It's all about tone of voice. They want to see that you're confident and excited about whatever it is you're talking about. But you can just say, hey, listen, I've learned about something that I'm so excited about, and I think you might be excited too. But if not, you're definitely going to know somebody who's going to benefit from this information. Right? And so that also takes the pressure off of you, off of them, because you're saying, listen, I'm excited. I think you will be too, but if not, you'll definitely know. And also that who do you know aspect. It takes the pressure off of everyone and also gets their wheels turning. Okay, well, what is it? Yeah, I might know somebody. It gets their wheels turning in that space as well. And I found that invite sort of like almost rejection free, because that piques people's interest and it gets their walls down, versus saying, hey guys, I have something, it may or may not be for you. And then it's kind of like when you're saying those kind of words, you're kind of planting seeds in their heads that, I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit more negative versus what I had presented earlier, right? It's all positive. You might be excited. I'm excited. You might be too. And I think you'll be interested and you might know people. So that way you're opening those doors, right? And so the thing is that we're told over and over again so I've been with the company for about a year and a few months. And there's so many amazing things that have happened this year, right? So we've had Ray Dalio and BlackRock invest in our company, the Russell 3000 index. Aaron Brockovich has joined our board of directors. And, we all hear the momentum. It's coming. The wave is coming. And we're perfectly positioned to present this opportunity, to get the word out there, to get people to partner with us and to see this opportunity. So, knowing that all of these things are happening and all of these things are being set in place, it's so crucial that now more than ever that we share this opportunity as much as we can and just go like gangbusters, because that wave is going to come. And, I've been with the company again for a year and a bit, a few months. And at the time, because I had no experience in network marketing, I didn't really know what I was doing. And generally, it doesn't matter how much training you have or how much information you have. Most people are they're like, well, what do I do? So I kept it very simple. So I think I went to Pro4 in about 4 months. And there's people that have gone faster and slower, but I felt like I kept it very simple. And the more that I learned, the more that I made it complicated. It's almost like, the more information you learn about LV and our products and what they do, it gets you excited. So you kind of want to, it's me being the science geek, coming out, wanting to learn more, wanting to know more. And then somewhere along the way, I stagnated and I made it complicated. And this business is about duplication, right? So just keep it simple. And that's what I'm trying to do, is just keep it simple, guys, and you'll succeed. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you were able to get some information that you'll be able to apply. So Lisa, I'll just hand it over to you.
Thank you. So many gold nuggets in there. Thank you so much. That was awesome. And I loved what you said, about the excitement and having them definitely knowing somebody, because that creates that curiosity, that awe I've just got to find out, love it. That's awesome. So going in line with words and wordage, we know that facts tell and stories sell. That's like one of the key components that most people are aware of. And a lot of people will think testimonials when they think stories, but that is not the be all and end all of the stories. There's the company story, which everybody should know, because our company story is absolutely freaking amazing. And as Esther pointed out, we have there are some people, and I know there are some people in our team who are still concerned about the ABC being a bit older and a bit dated, but the ABC is crucial. It's absolutely crucial. And the way that we set that ABC up is paramount to how much importance it has in the eyes of our people that we're sharing it with. Now, the reason that it is so important for any of you who have not heard that before is because their ABC prime time is like our 60 Minutes or a current affair. They don't go out to tell feel-good stories. They go out to get the meat and create controversy. And so their whole purpose for doing that review on our company was to dig deep and find out, they wanted to disprove what we have. And so even though our main research paper says we can reduce oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days, they gave us purely 2 weeks. That's it. That's when John Kieran took the first product, had his blood tested first, took it for 2 weeks only, and then had tested again. Now, they were hoping his results wouldn't even come close to being able to show that 40% reduction. But for all of us who are aware of that ABC and use it as a tool, we see it reduced 45% in just 2 weeks. So it was overwhelmingly positive for us. And that's where the power of that report kicks in. It was a third party. It was nationally broadcast. They went out to disprove it, and they ended up overwhelmingly proving what we've got is amazing. So in keeping with that and the company story and how we went from biotech firm to online to network marketing, then we talk about the product stories. Now, not just testimonials, our job as educators, and we've got some amazing tools. So we don't have to be the people who tell it, but so this is really information for you to know generally. And for people who are presenting this information, this is sort of more geared towards you guys. So when we're telling that story, our job as educators is to teach and inform people what is oxidative stress, why are high levels bad for the body, how is oxidative stress caused, and that leads them to what is protandum and why is protection against oxidative stress absolutely essential. The thing I love about our country and about our bottles in particular, I'm just trying to find one, is that on the side of them, we've got protection against oxidative stress. So you see, if you can, in the minds of the people that you're sharing with, let them know what oxidative stress is, why high levels are bad, you've automatically solved a problem because here's protection against oxidative stress. So that's what I do. That's the flow of what I will do throughout our product presentation. Now, I don't know if anyone else feels the same, but I would get through all of our products, the bulk of my time being spent on Pretendum Nerf 2, but then also our products. And then it would kind of be that time when you had to transition into the business. And it's kind of that little bit of a disconnect. And so I felt like we needed to be able to wrap it up and roll it in and reconfirm for people why oxidative stress was such a big deal. So I created a slide that I'll share with you guys now, as long as my computer is going to play ball with me and share. Okay, can everybody see that slide there? If Heather, I can see your face. Can you give me a thumbs up if you can see the slide? Awesome, thank you. Okay, so this is a slide. Thanks, Steve. This is a slide that I use to transition between the end of the products and going into the business. So basically, if any of you who don't know my story, my sister loved on me and is like the best example of following up with somebody. And it took 6 months for me to even really legitimately sit down and look at this because I fobbed her for a lot of that time. But once I looked at it, looked at the science, understood what we had our hands on, it was like, oh my God, mind blown. And this slide for me kind of sums up a lot of why I came to that conclusion. I'm always being a nurse, I'm always very careful when I'm presenting the information that we've got about our products, because our products are amazing. In my mind, they are the solution to a problem most people don't realize they have. But you see, there's not one product that wears a red cape and is the solution for absolutely everybody, because health is like this pie chart in front of you, right? So when we talk about health for somebody, there are so many aspects of life that will impact on how healthy they are. So if you have a look in that pie chart, you see nutrition and exercise, sleep, genetics, environment, and social and emotional factors. That makes sense. We know that you should have good nutrition. We know that exercise is essential. We know that good quality sleep is essential. Genetics plays a role, and so does the environment that we're exposed to, and so do our social and emotional factors, right? So I think everybody can agree that that is a really good representation of what makes up or impacts on somebody's health. But you see, here's the kicker. If you look at nutrition, if you've got someone who's got poor nutrition, they by proxy end up having higher levels of oxidative stress. That's a link. That's provable by research. If you have too little or too much exercise, you'll end up with higher levels of oxidative stress. If you get poor quality sleep, you'll end up with higher levels of oxidative stress. Your genetics plays a role. So we know that certain genetic conditions like autism are prone to higher levels of oxidative stress. And the environment, if you're living in or around a toxic environment, or you've had toxic exposure at some point in your life, you're prone to higher levels of oxidative stress. And if we've got too much physical or emotional stress, we've got higher levels of oxidative stress. So when we think about health, and we know that every single aspect of this is important for good overall health, and then you can highlight to the person that you're sharing this with that every single one of those factors is linked with oxidative stress, and that the world we're living in compounds that problem. You've already shared that throughout your presentation. It's a no-brainer at this point. If anybody is even slightly interested in optimal health, they will be a customer, because you've just laid it all out. You've just shown them that unless they've got every single one of those boxes ticked and they're confident that they're living the cleanest life ever, and we know that's not possible, then Protandim is the answer for them. So I say Protandim is a powerful tool, provides protection against oxidative stress, and is an essential part of a healthy lifestyle. That is a totally compliant slide, and I absolutely love it for that. The same as when we talk about high levels of oxidative stress, I love to say to people, you know what? High levels of oxidative stress are literally linked with everything you don't want. I didn't name a single condition. I didn't name a single issue. I didn't name a single symptom. I just said to them, high levels of oxidative stress are linked with everything you don't want. So that's ways that we can get around any kind of compliance issues, is if we're not naming particular conditions or symptoms. So my part for the training is kind of very quick, brief, to the point, but I hope that that's been super beneficial for you guys. I'll stop sharing and